Chelsea head coach Mauricio Pochettino has a number of issues to resolve before the start of the new season, including the future of out-of-favor striker Romelu Lukaku. Mauricio Pochettino may feel like his Chelsea squad are in good shape heading into the new Premier League season, but there are still a number of loose ends to tie up before the Premier League season commences in August. The Blues have scored 9 goals in their 2 preseason matches so far against Brighton and Wrexham, suggesting that the West London club have fixed the issues which saw them endure their worst season in 29 years. But for Pochettino, his work is far from complete with only 3 weeks to go until their opener against Liverpool. The Argentinian began his role as head coach on July 1 and has gradually molded the squad into what he wants for the upcoming campaign, with youth one of the buzzwords from the early weeks of his reign so far. As the season gets closer, however, it is clear the 51-year-old needs a squad with experience and quality to make amends for their shocking 12th-placed finish in 2022-23. He has sent a message to owner Todd Boehly to underline that point, perhaps fearing they could be left behind by their rivals if they don't spend in the transfer market. Express Sport looks at the tasks left for Pochettino to carry out during preseason to ensure he is prepared for the season ahead. Offload Lukaku and unwanted misfits. Romelu Lukaku is still deciding where he should go to next after seemingly turning his back on Inter Milan, the club he pronounced his love for only a month ago. Juventus and clubs in Saudi Arabia are also keen on the Belgian, who has been told in no uncertain terms he has no future at Stamford Bridge. The 30-year-old is earning high wages and has the ability to make life difficult for Pochettino at the training ground, to the extent that he may be forced to train with the under-21s if he doesn't secure a move. Chelsea are haggling over a fee. Desperate to recuperate some of the £97.5 million fee they spent only 2 years ago, but anything more than £30 million should be considered a bonus at this point. Hakeem Ziyech, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Malang Sarr are also still at the club and must be sold after Pochettino left the trio out of his preseason squad. The expectation is that they will all depart before the deadline, but he must ensure that no unhappy players are left after the summer exodus. Sign Moises Caicedo. Chelsea are being held to ransom again by Brighton, and it remains to be seen where Caicedo's future lies. At this point, Brighton have decided to go all out to try and sign Levi Colwill by asking for the defender to be included in any bid for Caicedo, which won't fly with Chelsea as the Blues have already insisted he is not for sale. Brighton have taken a different stance with Caicedo, telling the Ecuadorian he can leave for the right price, and the 21-year-old is desperate to go to Chelsea. But their latest negotiation tactic is unlikely to please the youngster. Knowing that it will only delay his move to Stamford Bridge, Pochettino is keen for Caicedo to come and fill the void left by N'Golo Kanté, and if Chelsea are serious about keeping one manager in charge, they must bring in the players he wants. That could mean paying £100 million for Caicedo, a hefty blow to their bank balance, but the price they would pay for bringing in an alternative that can't operate on the same level could be even more costly, especially if it also means irking Pochettino. Add Steele to midfield. It's not just Caicedo who is needed. Chelsea have sold or released 4 midfielders and brought in none this summer, with Kanté, Mason Mount, Mateo Kovacic and Ruben Loftus-Cheek all leaving. Andre Santos and Cesare Casade are exciting talents who can play their part in the squad, but Pochettino has reiterated the need for more experience in the center of the park. Perhaps targeting Mohamed Kudus does not exactly satisfy that criteria. But the Ajax star has already played at a World Cup and in the Champions League. At £40 million, he could prove to be a superb replacement for Mount, having scored 11 goals in the Eredivisie last season. It says a lot that 23-year-old Conor Gallagher is now one of the older players in the squad, and Chelsea could really do with some seasoned internationals who know their roles. João Palhinha might have been one before his injury in preseason. while Pochettino could do worse than to explore moves for Aurelien Tchouameni or Leon Goretzka if they are being forced out by their clubs. Find leaders and appoint a captain. On that note, Chelsea are lacking players of a certain age and footballing experience after letting Jorginho and Cesar Azpilicueta leave over the past 6 months. Only Thiago Silva would tick the box as a captain, a genuine leader, but at 38 he might not have a regular place in the side next season. Even with Wesley Fofana's long-term injury, Pochettino has insisted he will not name his captain until the first game of the season, and that will at least give his senior squad members the incentive to keep working towards being named his skipper. On the other side of the coin, the squad needs a figure to guide them on the pitch, and picking one of Reece James, Ben Chilwell or Trevoh Chalobah might go some way to giving guidance to their younger colleagues.